The key plank in the trade market for months has shaped as Luke Jackson.
Yep.
When would he tip his hand? Post-season. And he didn't waste any time. He used his exit interview at Melbourne today to say that he wanted to be traded back to Western Australia. There's nice nuance in that. He hasn't picked the Dockers. He said he wants to be traded back to Western Australia, and that has both the Eagles and the Dockers.
That was the new aspect, wasn't it?
Yeah. There has been a broad assumption for a couple of months that it is arranged with Fremantle. So as we sit here now, while Fremantle are favourites given the history, both are in play, and it gives a little insight into perhaps his motivation. I think it's a clever play on that front. This is about going back to Western Australia rather than choosing a club. So we'll see what that looks like.
Does it give him leverage? Does it give Melbourne
tremendous leverage?
Tremendous leverage, I mean.
They need a market, and they have a two-town market, and they've got the less likely destination who have what they want. So Melbourne, John Ralph wrote tonight, they want 2 top 10 picks. I think that's a perfectly reasonable position to start.
Do you really?
This is a pick 3 who is a rising star winner, who is a premiership player, and who's played 52 games.
Who's fallen off a cliff.
I think he is...
Fallen off a cliff, fallen off a hill.
Yeah, I think he is worth more than the pick 3 he was taken at. And the Eagles have 2.
I reckon he's worth a first round and a second round. I think GWS have totally screwed clubs on the give us 2 picks, give us 2 first rounders. There's first rounders coming every year. This game is littered every year with great players coming in, first rounders. There's not many first rounders in the history of the game worth 2. Gary Ablett, 2. Chris Judd coming home, 2. And Josh Kennedy, first and Josh Kennedy. Luke Jackson's not worth 2 first rounders. Hopper's not worth 2 first rounders. We've got to... These clubs are bargaining hard. And Melbourne should say, well, no, we're not going to do it. We're not going to... But he's not worth 2, Gerard. He's not. I think the market is all wrong on this.
Yeah, so I agree with the Hopper part of it. This is a pick 3.
He's not. I know, but he's not.
It's a pick 3 who's the rising star winner and a premiership player already.
And I'll say it again. And he's full. Yeah, that's fantastic.
So I think he's worth more than the 3 that he was taken at. I think he's shown himself to be that and...
No, I think he's just shown himself to be pick 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I know for good measure I'd throw in a second rounder. There you go, Melbourne. Don't expect too much more.
The Eagles have 2 and 20.
Yeah, that
would do it?
That'd be perfect. 2 and 20.
Yeah.
Which is start of the second round, first round, see you later, pick up his 900, see you later.
What about for him? So we know Fremantle have got Darcy and the Eagles are looking for a successor to Nat Nui. So that the Dockers look closer to success than the Eagles. The Eagles look a really natural fit for him.
Yeah, they do, but no one can answer that except Luke Jackson. He's had ample opportunity every time he's been asked about it, and he quite rightly can't say anything. He knew he was going. So we don't know what his intentions are. Ralphie wrote a piece about they've offered a sort of a hybrid role, which is a really good discussion. Do you pay $900,000 to a hybrid role player? You know, I think if you were going to get Luke Jackson, you'd want to throw him in the ruck and say, you run. You be the new prototype kind of ruckman. I wrote about Peter Moore in Monday's paper. Play like Peter Moore.
Yep.
And kids out there, you might not say, who in the hell is Peter Moore? People my age will know that he won 2 Brownlow medalists and he was this roaming, running ruckman, a follower. And that's what I see in Luke Jackson. But can he get to that level? I don't know if he can. So... it's going to be really intriguing.
It will be.
Where he goes and what's the price.
He's been an intrigue all season on that front. The other part that is interesting is if this was the expansion clubs, we would be going, this is it again. It's an early pick. You spend 3 years and then go home. Well, it's happening to a Melbourne club, to the Melbourne club
Do you think over the next couple of weeks when you talk to different people, try and ask the question, are clubs now really, really not going to take non-interstate players from out of your state?
You use pick 3 on a kid from Western Australia and he's gone. That's why I think you want to be trading up, not down. Junior Rioli is the other piece of an equation for the Eagles. He has informed them that he wants to go to Port Adelaide. That drew a sharp response from Trevor Nisbet, who in his statement said, "We could not have done any more to support Junior since his infraction in 2019. We facilitated his appeal and subsequent return to football, so this decision is bitterly disappointing. We will put that disappointment to one side and work to arrange a suitable trade for a player who has high-end talent, is a premiership player and is in the prime of his career, having played just 51 games of senior football. And 4 years at $2 million would appear to be the offer at Port Adelaide."
Well, we have to know the offer from West Coast. Are we going to compare offers? Is he going for money? You asked me this question last Wednesday. Does he owe the Eagles? I've thought about this. I think he does. Right? And people say, who are you? How do you judge people's character and what they need? Hey, he's got to look after his family. I know that, Jared.
Yeah, and that family circumstance seems fairly acute with his father passing and to be closer to his mother.
Yeah, I know.
And I do
But when he was on his bum, Jared, when he found himself stupidly tampering with a urine sample because he had marijuana in his system, the Eagles did not cut him. The Eagles said, "Hey, come here. We'll put our arm around you." And people say that's their responsibility.
Yeah.
As a football club. No, it's not. They're in the winning business. They put their arm around him. They paid him. Come back, look after him, and then he goes through. I can absolutely see and understand Trevor Nisbet's comments tonight.
That is a two-way street, though. He was an asset that the Eagles valued and wanted to get back to football. It wasn't just an act of kindness and humanitarianism to guide
but there's so many parts to that, and that's true. And I've got some hand in my argument, and he's got hand, and it's his life. He's in control of his life, but I can understand West Coast's. It's not anger, but it's bordering on anger. It's getting close.
I think bitterly disappointing in a press statement is that represents
fury.
anger. It may represent fury, you're right.